just a photoreceptor?
You're asking the wrong guy there, bud. I deal with dirt. I don't deal with the mechanical stuff. I leave that one to you. If you don't know, we're both fucked. So, if I had to guess, best guess, I'd say something like they'd probably use a loaded spring and maybe a few sensors here or there. Has to be something real simple, no?
I suppose it has to be simple enough. Anyway.
Anyway, back to the Greek astronomy clock thing that we know lots about.
So people argue about exactly how it was shaped and exactly how it worked and stuff. But it's pretty neat, you know, like the Dwemer from Skyrim. Like it's kind of that vibe of like weird brass steampunky stuff.
Best bet. Have you you read Percy Jackson, right?
Yeah, they've got some of that.
Yeah,
A lot of
I
that
think
stuff is based off of like the vibes of the Antikythera mechanism.
because I think it was towards the second series, right? Like you got this kid named Leo, and he's the son of Hephaestus, and so like I I always pictured it kind of because I'm looking at a picture of this thing. I always pictured it whatever he was making in the books to look like him, not to look like him. Anything that he would make out of bronze and shit, or in all of their like Greek supplies, it always felt like it looked like that. If that makes sense. I'm not sure if you've actually read the book, but it's pretty good. I liked it from what I remember. It's been so long, Bert.
Yeah. But there were a lot of moving parts in this thing, and it was able to do some cool stuff, predicting like eclipses and stuff. That was a big deal. If one caught you at a surprise, you might think that that the world was ending, you know. Also, I think I talked to you in the car a while ago about how, like, from your perspective on Earth, the planets move really weird. Like, most of the time they seem to go forwards, but sometimes they go backwards for a bit, and then keep going the other way.
Refresh my mind on how the hell the planet goes backwards. Or is it just because like I'm moving forward in a different direction in my elliptical sphere versus
The reality
else?
is that everyone's moving around the sun at different speeds. So when you get close to them and overtake them, it looks like they're going backwards for a bit.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah.
Yeah, they go, yep. And then
cuckoo
for Cocoa Puffs.
They like to model it as everyone's going around the Earth, but they're doing these epicycles where everyone's also doing their own little funky circles, and they tried to explain it away like that. But this machine is able to model some of that.
I mean, I'm sure it's not. I mean, for its time, I'm sure it was accurate. But in today's standards, is it accurate? I don't know. We can't fucking tell because it's rusted as shit. I'm just curious, like, would it be as accurate as like what's its accuracy rate? Like 30%, 40%?
Well, this thing doesn't fucking work. It's been rusting for 2,000 years.
Well, I'm just curious if like the models, if they depict its accuracy.
As a general rule, when you're working with an imperfect when you're working with an imperfect model for your astronomy, the more time goes out, the more you're going to get errors. Things might start off for a few years looking pretty good, but then they'll get a little iffier, until you get centuries down the line and it just doesn't work at fucking all.